Hi, everybody. Let's see I don't know if we have any viewers yet. There we go. We have one viewer. Hi. All right. Well, as you can tell, I am not Megan Coy, and I am another FK program advisor. We were having some technical issues, and Megan wasn't able to get the connection to work. So we're going to be broadcasting from me, and I'm looking forward to your questions about the profession of teaching agriculture. So to get our series started about careers in agriculture and our interviews with industry professionals, we're going to be rolling out this series and practicing it with the FK staff to talk about careers in ag education, a high need teaching field and a high need field in all of agriculture. Ag education is the foundation for careers in agriculture. And so we wanted to start out with ag education and the strong need for agriculture teachers. And we wanted to offer this live video to allow students the opportunity to interact with professionals from all the different careers in agricultures and all the disciplines. And so we're going to start out with ag education. So just a reminder, for those of you who are just joining, my name is Luke Allen. I am the Northeast Illinois, the District 2 Agriculture Education Program Advisor, and my office is in Wheaton, Illinois, in DuPage County, and I'm broadcasting from my home, of course, while everybody's working from home. My background, I grew up in Section 17, and so I grew up just outside of Champaign in a little town called Homer, went to Heritage High School, was active there in FFA, and 4-H, and my family has a fairly traditional, small, diversified farm. My dad is young. There was no opportunity for me to go back to production agriculture, and I was always fascinated by school and helping people learn, so I was encouraged by my high school ag teacher to consider a career teaching. So I went to Parkland College, became a transfer student there. I went to the University of Illinois, finished my undergrad, and started teaching at Clifton Central High School in Section 10, just south of Kankakee, north of Champaign. And I taught there for a few years until I was offered the opportunity to support teachers. And now my role as an FK program advisor is to be the person that teachers call when they have questions about ag education. So maybe it's working with a new teacher who doesn't know how to fill out a chapter strategic plan or the National Chapter Award or how to do an FFA roster. So my job is to be there to help teachers out, answer their questions, take their calls, be a support person. Sometimes it's nice just to know that there's someone that's got your back, that you can call and text at any time. And that's what the FK's role is. In addition to providing the state structure for ag education, we help with logistics of doing things like professional development and developing curriculum materials. Question came in, what is my favorite part of the job? I would have to say my favorite part of working in ag education is connecting with teachers. By far, my favorite part of the job is helping teachers to be successful in the classroom. And if I get to be a little part of students and chapters' success through their teacher being successful, that means a lot to me. And when I get invited to FFA chapter banquets, when I see chapters that take on these really cool projects like growing food for food pantries or doing community service activities, I really am inspired by that and find it very rewarding and fulfilling. I do miss my time in the classroom. I miss my students, and this is one way that I'm able to connect with those students from across the state. I have met the most phenomenal leaders working with the state FFA officers every year, and it's been really rewarding and fun. Did I know that I wanted to be a teacher when I was in high school? I was open to the idea of teaching, but I wasn't sold on the idea of teaching. I had considered, I knew I always liked school, and I liked the environment of school, and I had some teachers that had challenged me to consider education, but I did not have a 100% sure decision that I would teach. I was leaning on the fence, like 80%. And it was my high school ag teacher and my college ag professor who told me that even if I decided not to teach, the skills that I learned in teaching, in learning to be a teacher, would be valuable in any discipline in education. And so that is one of the things that helped me decide that ag education would be a good career for me, because I knew that I'd be able to fall back on any other discipline if I needed to make a change in life. For those of you just joining, we had some technical issues, so I am filling in. Megan Coy was supposed to be presenting today, but we had some technical issues, so you get me. I'm Luke Allen. I'm the Northeast Illinois Agriculture Program Advisor, so I work in District 2. All of my territory is northeast of Bloomington, so everything northeast of Olympia High School and Hayworth High School, up Interstate 39 to Rockford and east. Do we have any other questions from students in the audience? We do have quite a few people in here watching. We're excited. This is going to be a daily series that happens at 2 o'clock every day. We're excited to offer this series of career interviews so that you can meet people who work in interesting careers around the state of Illinois in agriculture. What are my what are the challenging parts of my job? I would say the most challenging part of my job is trying to juggle all of the different kinds of things that we do every day. At one point, just a good example. So earlier today, we had a staff conference call, and then immediately my phone rang, and a teacher who's a first-year provisional teacher had a question about how to complete the National Chapter Award application. So I was working with her on filling out the National Chapter Award application, and then another teacher sent me an email asking how to apply for grant funds to help have some federal loan forgiveness on her federal loans, her student loans. And so I walked her through the paperwork to apply for loan forgiveness on some of her student loans. So had a great question from Mr. Dittmar. He said, do we have a high demand for ag teachers? And the answer is yes. Every year we have a shortage of teachers in agriculture. And so the nice thing to know is, if you do consider a career in ag education, is that no matter what state you go to, there is always, every state has a shortage of agriculture teachers, and there's always that strong demand. And in Northeast Illinois, we have an especially strong demand because a lot of schools want to start new ag programs, but there just aren't enough ag teachers to go around. So we would have more ag programs if we had more ag teachers. Another great question came in. How do you become an ag teacher? That's a really good question. There are multiple paths, but the majority of ag teachers, 75% of our ag teachers, start at the community college route. So at least 75% of our ag teachers attend community college and then transfer to a 4-year university. You will take a general series of courses, your general ed courses in math and communications and science, and then you'll begin taking courses in teacher education and education psychology, and so you'll finish your college experience by student teaching, and your university will partner you up with a teacher that is going to be a really good fit for you and help you learn to be a great teacher. Had a great question from Mr. Bike come in. Hi, Mr. Bike. What can a student in high school do to prepare to become an ag teacher? Great question. So there are lots of things a student can do, and there's no one way to do it. But I think the best way to start is to begin an ag education SAE, to begin a project by setting yourself some goals. What are the goals and skills that you would like to build to become a better teacher? And you can use your SAE time to build those skills. So for example, you might set a goal that you want to learn about teaching high school students. So you might take it upon yourself to teach some freshmen and prepare the freshmen to attend a public speaking contest or to learn a skill that they have an interest in learning, like parliamentary procedures or preparing SAEs. So you can begin an ag education SAE. Your ag teacher can help you with that. You can also attend our annual elite conference. Every year we have an elite conference that is for students that are interested in learning about becoming an ag teacher. It's a one-day conference that we do in the fall, usually around Columbus Day weekend. And that's a great opportunity to meet the college professors who teach ag, meet college students who are in ag education programs. And the best part of that is when we do our live teacher panel, and we have 4 or 5 ag teachers who are answering questions and talking to you about their experiences in teaching. You can also attend the Illinois FFA convention, where we have workshops for ag teachers as well, for future ag teachers as well. So we have ag education workshops at the Illinois FFA convention. Hi everybody who has joined us. My name is Luke Allen. I am the Ag Education Program Advisor in Northeast Illinois. I have been in this role for 13 years, and I think it's 13. We had a great question come in. What skills do you need to be an ag teacher? That's a great question because it varies. There are some skills that cross over. I would say an adventurous spirit is one of the skills. So being willing to take on risks and try new things and learn with your students is very valuable as an ag teacher. And one of the other skills that I think is very valuable is the ability to connect and show compassion with your students. I learned in my time in the classroom that the connection I had with my students was more powerful to them than the knowledge I shared with them. Any student can pick up a textbook or open Wikipedia and find answers on the internet. The benefit that teachers bring to the classroom is the physical, the connection to each other, and the ability to inspire students and excite them and make them want to engage and learn is one of those skills. So I would say the ability to connect with people and the ability to want to be a giver and a helper. So we had another question come in. Are there any conferences for college students to attend? That's also a really good question. The National Ag Teachers Association, NAAE, has conferences that college students can attend, and those are offered 2 or 3 times throughout the year. And we have college student workshops at the National FFA convention for those college students who attend National FFA convention as well. We had another question come in from Chase. What piece of advice can you give to future ag teachers or students on the line considering ag education? I was on the fence about choosing a career in ag education, and the advice that I was given was that a knowledge in agriculture and an ability to communicate is a valuable career skill to any employer. And I was encouraged to just give it a try. Try ag education, and I'm really glad that I did give it a try, and I'm glad that I did follow through because it turned out to be a very rewarding career. All employers are looking for people with the ability to communicate and the ability to learn new skills. Technology changes constantly. The industry of agriculture changes constantly, and as science changes. So you need a teacher, and industry needs people who are willing to learn and willing to communicate. So those skills are valuable no matter where you go. So it's a nice fallback. If you decide that you want to teach for 5 years, be eligible for some federal loan forgiveness, and then change careers. There are lots of people who enter ag education in lots of different ways. We have people enter as second careers. They go back to school and learn about becoming an ag teacher. There's many ways to get to becoming an ag teacher. Great question, Chase. Do we have any other, let's see. Have I checked out the teachag.net website? That is a good question. My coworker Megan does a wonderful job of keeping teachag.net updated. So there's information about scholarships on teachag.net. There's information about grants and federal loan forgiveness. All of our universities have profiles on that website to tell you about the information that they offer. We also post event information. So like the National Teach Ag Day is posted there. And so we also have information about Elite Conference. So teachag.net's a great place to go get started. You can find all of the FK staff contact information. FK staff are always willing to help you, answer your questions, come and visit you at your college, or visit you while we are doing your school visit, while we're at your high school. We're happy to chat with you about your ag education SAE. Mr. Ditmar says the ag teacher salary is on the increase. The average this year is $54,000. And first year teachers' average salary is $45,000. That's really good pay. And the benefits, in addition to the pay on top of that, make it a very rewarding career. So again, pardon me. My name is Luke Allen. I'm the Northeast Illinois Ag Program Advisor for the FCAE project. We had some technical difficulties earlier, so we had to make a last-minute change. So I get to be your Facebook Live test run here for the Careers in Agriculture series that we've begun. And our goal is every day that as long as the state of Illinois is doing e-learning days, our goal is to connect you to people who work in the agriculture industry so that you have a chance to meet and interact with people who have really interesting careers. I'm particularly looking forward to the ones that we have the next few days. I know we have a lot of really fun people and interesting careers coming up. Alexis asked a question, does the salary include money from grants like the Three Circles grant? Alexis, that's a great question. Sometimes the average salary that he listed, some of those teachers do have Three Circles grants and some don't. So that is just an average. Off the top of my head, I know my coworkers are at their computers, so I don't have that right in front of me. I would say many of our first year teachers do have Three Circles grant, but not all of them do. But schools do continue to add those each year. So the percentage, I think we're around 65% of our ag teachers now are on Three Circles grant, and that number continues to increase every year. So more and more schools are opting to sign up for that. And I know of at least 5 in my district who are planning to apply next year for the first time. Shout out to agteacher.net. What's the best teachag.net? What is your best piece of life and career advice? Ooh, that's a good question. Best piece of career advice is be willing to take risks and try things. Push yourself out of your comfort zone and go somewhere new. Learn something new. Challenge yourself to do things that make you uncomfortable. And try new things. I've never met anybody who regretted pushing themselves in a new career direction, or who regretted trying to learn new things. So I really challenge you to go somewhere new, try something new, and your students will see the impact that you have. If you are someone who pushes yourself to try new things, that sets a good model for your students, and they need to see that. most of our first years do have Three Circles grants. We had a question that besides the higher salary, what are some other benefits to becoming an ag teacher? That's a great question. By far and away, the biggest benefit I got was the connection with the students and the community members where I taught. I am still friends with many of the people who in the community where I taught, and it's been 13 years since I was in the Clifton Central community. I'm still friends. The relationships you build with other ag teachers are phenomenal. The agriculture teacher profession considers ourselves a family, and agriculture teachers are friends and competitors, but friends for first and foremost. And I really do cherish the professional relationships and the personal friendships I've built with my colleagues across the state. So other benefits to becoming an ag teacher: you have a fairly flexible schedule especially during the summer time. Most ag teachers are now on Three Circles grants, where they do work 400 hours outside of the standard teaching calendar year. But you do have a lot of flexibility in your summertime in the things that you do. So I know a lot of ag teachers who travel internationally and around the United States. I know ag teachers who show livestock. I know ag teachers who have jobs or they run their own businesses. They have all kinds of interesting hobbies. And so it's a flexible job. You get to connect with other people, and it's a very rewarding career. So besides the higher salary, where can we go for more information on ag education? The first place I would go is to check out our Teach Ag website, and that is teachag.net. Or you can look for the Illinois FFA website or the Illinois Ag Education website, illaged.org. So I really appreciate everybody's time today, and I'm really looking forward to seeing and meeting all of the other industry career people that we're going to present to you each day until our e-learning days are over. We just wanted to provide you with a chance to meet some really interesting people around the state and meet some interesting careers and try to help students visit those people. Had another question come in. When you were an ag teacher, what was your favorite FFA activity you did with your students? That's hard. Parliamentary procedure contest preparation was one of my favorite things because we had so much fun with it. It was cultural expectation at the school I taught at that Parley Pro would do well, and I learned to have a lot of fun with that. I also really enjoyed our FFA chapter meetings. We scheduled something social to happen frequently with our chapter meetings, and our officer retreats were always really fun too. But I mean, you can tell just from those answers, all of my favorite memories of teaching ag are the connection with my students, working with the students and those relationships. I'm very excited that 2 of my former students are now ag teachers. So shout out to Mr. Haig and Mr. Sorensen. I'm really excited that 2 of them have become ag teachers, and they're just doing a phenomenal job. So thank you everybody for joining us for our very first Teach Ag, our Ag Career Corner, and for learning a little bit about careers in ag education. The rest of the week we will be learning about different careers in agriculture. I know that we have some floral design, and we have some food science, and we have some mechanics, and we have some business and HR people planned to join us. So make sure you visit the Teach Ag website. There's always a high demand for ag teachers. All of our universities, all 4 of our state universities are excited to give you more information about their programs: Illinois State, Southern Illinois, Western Illinois, and University of Illinois. Tomorrow is at 2:00 p.m. We have Todd Cabe from Cissna Park. And he owns a grain equipment manufacturing business. So he is not only a business owner, but also someone who works in ag mechanics and employs a lot of people in ag mechanics. And they manufacture seed processing equipment. So Todd's really exciting. Very much looking forward to watching his interview. If you're interested in more information, illaged.org or illinoisffa.org and teachag.net. So we will, it's a little after 2:30, so we will sign out. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you joining us today, and these videos will be archived on the Illinois FFA Facebook page, as well as the Illinois Ag Ed YouTube channel. Have a wonderful e-learning day. Thanks, everybody.